We're back with Let's Talk with SuSu. You got 60 seconds. Um, this,
Okay, fast.
okay. What boundaries trigger you? My time.
Is valuable.
Yes.
Ooh, now let me piggyback off of you saying
I do like that.
valuable.
I do like that one. I
You are
definitely like
not
that
on
one.
time for stuff, and I can say my boundary is my time because it takes one time for you to cancel. It takes one time for you to be late. And I'm
Mhm.
you don't have to worry about me inviting you. You don't have to worry about So that I like that. I like my time.
I
But
like
I
that one
agree
too.
with you.
I
My
like that one
time
too. I
is
like that one time.
yes.
Very valuable. My time is
Yes.
very
You
valuable.
already know
Yes.
I'm early for everything.
Yes.
And it irritates me when I'm late or like somebody makes me late.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. But you can't use that as your boundary.
But okay, so let me put it very clear.
Yeah, clear it up.
Clear it up.
I'm about to be like,
So when I say my time, it's not I'm time like if I say 7 and you come at 7:30. My time as if I agree to do something with you and I take my time to make room for you to do and you just take it as whatever, that it triggers me because I have taken out of my personal time to give you time and you just use my time like it's nothing. And you only got too many times to do that before I tell you can F off.
But you give them too many times.
I know.
Okay.
That's a boundary. Okay. That's one of the questions. I'm not even going to go there.
Okay. But I can, yeah.
So, because we started with Miss Square last time, we're going to start with you this time. How can you set boundaries for yourself?
I'll be honest. I'm not good at it. Yeah. How do I set boundaries for myself? It's all in my head though. Like, as you.
It's about how you expect, how would you allow people to treat you pretty much is what, where you set your boundaries. Like, are you going to allow anyone to treat you just any kind of way? So it's very broad. I like this. Get me thinking.
I need you to answer that because I can throw it off and back you. Because how do you set boundaries for yourself?
So and that's a hard thing for me to do.
Good.
Anybody?
I was about to say. I'm about to go in.
Anybody who's my friend knows that it's very hard for me to set boundaries because I have an expectation of everything that I do. Miss T can tell you, and let me tell you, she be on the phone with me for hours, and we be talking. So I have an expectation for myself, and the thing is, I set my boundaries to get things accomplished, but because I allow certain things to affect me, I overcome my boundaries. So, like for example, if I say, like this podcast should have been flowing like a year and a half ago. But I allow some of my boundaries by allowing people to discourage me, allowing people to take up my time, allowing people telling me how they want me to do it and how they think I should do it, where it delayed the process of what I was trying to accomplish. So I just need to learn how to set boundaries to myself where I don't allow other people to influence how I want something to get done.
I like that a lot. I really do. I really do. Because I think sometimes we get so caught up in trying to pleasing others that we forget self first.
Yes.
But you please a lot of others instead of these ones in here that you should be pleased. The ones that live at this house versus the people outside, to include me.
If a bus was here, I was right on there.
I just said, and you know I'm your dog, but I know to include me, and I'm like, why are you trying to entertain me? You don't need to. These ones, these three up in here, these three Edwards in here. Because if you have to please anybody, those should be the ones you need to please. First yourself, though, personally. But that's just me. Not that I'm giving you advice, just saying.
How do you know when someone's crossing your boundaries? Some people don't know when people are crossing their boundaries. It's just like everybody else knows that somebody's crossing your boundaries except the person that's getting crossed. And because, like me, I think the whole topic is about me, but either
it
way.
is.
Um, I have times where I think I allow a lot of things to go by, and I talk about it with, you know, my confidants, my mentors. I talk to them about it, and they all tell me the same thing. Like, you're allowing these people to, to cross your boundaries, and sometimes I try to see the good in people that
Okay.
I try to see the good in people that I don't see when they are crossing my boundaries. And I keep like, oh, well, maybe that's that person. That is just who that person is. I don't see it. And time goes by, and then they continually do it until I can be like, you know what, now you are. But you know what I learned too? That when you don't tell people that they're crossing your boundaries, and then when you finally tell them that they're crossing your boundaries, they feel more offended about it than you, and you're the one who's supposed to be offended. Like, how are you more offended? And it's you are disrespecting me, but you feeling offended that I tell you that you disrespected me. Please, somebody makes that make sense for me.
Long as you can express it.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think this just happened to me recently. Somebody said they were offended by something I said, and I said, "Can you tell me what I said that offended you?" And they said, "Pretty much you should know." And I said, "Well, you know my personality. I am a jokester, and I'm very sarcastic, and I understand that that bothers people, and I understand that the person might have been upset about it, but I was like, I can't fix it if I don't know what you're upset about." And
Yeah.
so, and I'm not saying to take away from that, and I'm not saying, yeah, maybe it's something I need to look at in myself, which I do. I mean, I do not like too much of a serious situation at all. I rather let's make a joke about it. Let's keep it moving. But I think it's also important if I can express to you properly, for your understanding.
Mhm.
Hey, you've crossed this line. I'm uncomfortable with what you did or how you acted or how you treated me, whatever the case may be. And you can express that the proper way or the whatever way so they can get understanding. Not the proper way, the way they can get understanding.
Mhm.
And they still choose. And I feel like it's a choice by them that they still choose to, disregard how you're feeling.
Yeah.
Then that's where the issue comes in because they're choosing to cross your boundary over and over again, and you're like, well, okay, I'll let her slide. Well, or okay, this is the way he is. No,
Yeah.
and I just told you recently, I'm not fighting for nobody's friendship. I've done my part. I've said my piece, and that it is what it is. But I've grown that, and you had this conversation. Hey, if I've done my part and I'm still not getting the same, it's not reciprocated, then I'm okay with that. You're 10 years ago. Oh, I would have been heartbroken about some people I've lost along the way, but I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. I only need a few, and we've had this discussion. I only need a few. It only takes a few. That's all you need. So,
When we say that about it is but us saying, what makes you cross, then how do you set boundaries when it comes down to your friends, family, loved ones, everybody and above? Anyone?
Well, all of those people are in different categories. Like you'll let family, like close family, you'll give them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. Whereas as
I
you
know
get
some people that
lower,
don't give the family no chances, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
and that's their boundary. They set their boundary at I'm not giving you any chances.
I agree.
So
Now, what's the question
And
again?
it depends on what your tolerance is as well.
How do you set boundaries with people in your life?
I feel like if they're important people in my life and I let them know and they care about me just as much as I care about them, they should be able to understand.
Hmm. I
If
agree.
and once again, if I communicate properly, um, I think the person that I probably give the most lenience to is my immediate family and obviously my husband. Um,
You're not consider media family.
no, I'm just saying no.
It's
But
like,
and this is something I'm learning about myself just recently. I feel like this is weird. I'm the friend that people try to be like wants to be my friend with, not to be like conceited. It's just I don't go out of my way to make new friends too often.
Trust me, she.
I'm okay, and not that I don't want to make new friends. It's just I'm not good at the whole "Hey girl, how you doing?" That's not me. Like you're gonna have to approach me in life in general. If my husband didn't approach me, we would not be together to this day. If you don't approach me in anything, in my boss, coworkers, if they don't approach me, I'm not. I'm that's not our personality to go out and reach to them because one, I just learned recently, I'm scared to ask for help, and
mm,
and more work related than in life in general, but more work related. I just learned that I'm scared to ask for help because maybe I'm a fear that I don't want people to know that I don't know. Um,
mm,
but I've learned, hey girl, you're gonna have to ask for help and you have to ask for clarification because this is something you're not used to doing. So for me, it's a matter of to go back to the question is if I can express it to them, hey, I don't, you can't do that to me, or you can't treat me this way, you can't talk to me this way, whatever the case may be. I think in my immediate family, definitely, I don't think my friends cross my boundaries as as often.
But how can I cross your boundaries?
No, I'm just saying. And that's
I know,
why.
I'm just asking.
No. I'm just saying. That's why I say like people want to be my friend, and it's to me it's weird because I don't think I'm friendly.
You're not.
I don't think I am. I'll be honest, and that's what I was. Me and my mom had this conversation. I was like, I don't think I'm really a friendly person, mom. So I don't know why people like us. And my mom is not. My mom is likable. She's different, but and I'm like, I don't know why. So if I can tell you, hey, nah, that ain't the way to go, and you know that because there's certain things you be like, you already know that's not my thing. I'm not going to do
But
that.
I'm okay with that.
But it's not a boundary you cross. You just know I'm not going to even ask T about this because I already know she ain't going to do this.
Like I have people ask me, like, "Oh, you can break tea with you," and I was like, mm-hmm.
It's and you think you sound so bad. I mean, when she says it that way, it sounds like I'll be out there beating people up because I'm like, no, I'm not.
I will say this. It's not that. It's just like when you learn who you're. Like I'm a person, and anybody who's my friends can know this. If you tell me this is how you is, or you show me that's who you are, I have a tendency because I'm an adapter. I adapt to people.
You do.
So if you tell me, like, say, I come to your house and you tell me I don't like when people put the tissue on the right. I like it on the left. When I come in your house, I'm gonna always put it on the left. I'm not gonna come in your house and put it on the right and be like, girl, you don't have to deal with it.
mm.
Because you have people like that. Like you tell them, hey, I don't like this a certain way, but they still will tell you, like, well, that's how I like it. So
Yeah.
you be all right with it. You be okay. But I'm a type of person, I adapt to people. So if you tell me this is who you are and this is how you are, I'm gonna try to stay in that perimeter, right? I don't try to make people think that my bestie is a mean person. I do not. I just know what she likes and I know what she doesn't like. So when you asking me to invite her to something that I know she don't like, I'd be like, oh, okay. I'll let her know. And then I probably don't even call her and tell her about it. She like I don't even bother her. We like, girl, let's go here. She probably be like, Okay, no. So to avoid the no part, I just don't ask her. So when they ask me like, oh, how come oh, she got shit to do.
And I usually
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, and it's not because she mean or she don't like Sule's friend or she don't like hanging around with her friend. It ain't not because she had met some friends that she be like they're questionable. So, but it's one of those things that I know her boundaries and I know what she like and I know what she don't like, and I hope she knows what I like and what I don't like to the point that
yeah, because I got to cut all the other friends you got.
lie. Tell it how it is. Tell it how it is. But that's who you know. That it's like I tell people, I have friends for everything. I know if I want to travel, I gotta hit her up in the beginning of the year though. I can't hit her up in the middle of the year because it ain't gonna happen. But I know if I want to travel and I need a travel partner, I know I can call her and be like, "Yo, let's go here, there." She'd be like, "When? How much? All right, let's go." There's some friends that I call them like, let's go here. They be like, yeah, girl, I'm coming. They still coming, okay? They still coming. They ain't got here yet, but they still coming. So is what you know and what you don't. And I think I always tell people this. I never put people in an uncomfortable position because I don't like to be put in an uncomfortable position. And meaning by that is if you tell me, hey, let's say you and T for some reason y'all just can't get along for some reason or other, right? And I'm having a big get together and I know her presence makes you very uncomfortable. This is gonna be one party you're gonna sit out. And it's not because I'm mean or I don't want you there or I feel some type of way about you. It's nothing, I chose her more than you. It's not that thing. But I'd rather you feel comfortable than you feel uncomfortable. Because if you come in this party and you sit in the corner the whole time and you scared to move or you scared to speak because you don't know what this person is going to react towards you, then this might not be the environment that you need.
Yep.
So why would I tell you come to something and then you feel uncomfortable the whole time? And then you're going to have this little question every 5 minutes. What's wrong with you? Why are you sitting in the corner?
That's the boundary, though.
It brings it. Yep, I was just about to say that. That's the boundary thing. That
by even inviting her, knowing that there's somebody there that she's uncomfortable with. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's messy,
girl. And you already know I don't do
so that's what I say is the matter of. Because I'm more like, I don't like people doing things to me that I won't do to them. And I have and I'm going to tell you this, I have made people, I don't know, my husband hates when I call them friends, but I will say this, associates, or I have let people in my...
You call them friends, use the term that you use.
I let people in my circle, a lot of time I let a lot of people in my circle, and they disrespect me in different ways, whether it is the shady way, whether it's the nice way, the mean way, whatever, it's still disrespect. And I have a tendency of allowing it more than just saying, hey, you cross me, you keep doing it and stuff. Because I have had conversations with people where I would tell them like, yo, I don't like when you do that. And they'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then 2 weeks later, they do the same shit all over again.
And that's where, when I told you when we had my get together, and I was like, I had to apologize because I felt like I crossed the boundary with you, knowing that our relationship. Yeah, I'm the joker, so I got jokes for everybody. Don't nobody have a joke. But I was like, in the company that we're in, that wasn't the good joke at the time. And so that's why, for me, and I'm pretty sure you, and like you said, I didn't think nothing of it, and I was like, but for me, if the tables were turned, I would be like, hey, yo, you don't know these people? Like
this is an internal conversation.
Yeah, so, and that's why, being the bigger one I am, because, I do not apologize. But I had to. And because I was like, you know what? Like, when I thought about it, I was like, yo, that was not the time nor the place to make. It was light. It was a joke. Everybody laughed. You didn't even, think nothing of it. But I wanted to make sure, I don't ever want to put you in that situation in front of people that don't know us. So, and that's why I was like, yo, I might have crossed one of your boundaries then. But for me, I think I crossed a personal boundary because I wouldn't want you to do that in return to me.
Mm. Good job, Miss T.
I'm learning. I said I'm still learning about
Yeah,
myself
yeah,
at
yeah,
30 something years old to this day.
yeah.
Hardest part about setting boundaries.
Mm. Ooh.
Following through with it
Mm.
and keeping the same, not the same energy. I don't know how to word it, but don't allow it once and then in a different instant, you're like, well, no, I don't want, no, no. And then another time after that, well, maybe. Like your boundary is your boundary. Stick with your boundaries. Don't change it for um change it day to day. Shouldn't be changing day to day or how you're
Oh,
feeling.
girl, tell me about it. And I'll tell you, boundaries is very. You know the crazy thing. You had met my business partner for travel.
Yeah.
Over the phone. And that's one thing that when me and her, we have our, I haven't had a long conversation with her in a long time. That's like a mentor to me and stuff. And it's crazy because the other day she sent me like a, a, a reel,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like a woman in there, and she was like, "You're beautiful, you're proud, like do what you do, keep doing what you're doing. We're looking at you. I'm so." And I sent her a message back. I was like, "Oh my god, I needed that right now. Like that's what I needed right now." But one of the things that she always gets on me when we talk about traveling and getting people to purchase my stuff and things is she always tells me boundaries. She's like, "You need to set a boundary. You have to set what time you want to do travel. You want when your client needs to call you, when your client doesn't need to call you." Because I had when I first started with the Everest vacation, people used to call me anytime, and I used to answer all the time, and it used to drive me crazy. And she'd be like, "Girl, boundary. It's called boundary. You know, if you have this time to this time for people to call you to book, then that's what they need to learn, and you got to let them know. They're not gonna know unless you let them know that hey, after 8 o'clock, I'm not receiving phone calls about your travel. Call me tomorrow. Send me an email. When I wake up in the morning, I respond. Because, and especially because when I was in the Netherlands, I had clients in the States. So they would call me, their time, 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon when they get off of work. And it's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to get my sleep on because I got to go to work the next morning. And I used to pick up the phone, and I would be on the phone with them and trying to book at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And my husband looked at me like, "What are you doing?" But it was nerve wracking, especially the ones that not booked with me. Like you had me all up over here for 3 hours up, and then you didn't book with me. So it was nerve breaking. But that's the hardest part for me. It's like keeping my boundaries in check because I have a tendency of letting people know that they hurt my feelings. They say I'm sorry. They do it again, and then I'll be like, okay, and then let me do it again, and then they do it again, and I just keep. It's like a what you call it, a washer that just
Cycle.
that and keep going and going.
Good
It's like,
analogy. Good analogy. Good analogy.
Say the question again. I just want to make sure.
what is the hardest part about setting boundaries?
I would say letting the other person know and them being uncomfortable. For me,
Mm.
I might not be a people pleaser, but I also don't want people to be upset or because I don't think I'm a people pleaser. But I don't want them to also be upset or uncomfortable because once you give somebody that boundary, I think they have to think mentally how they are going to deal with you from here on out. So for me, it would be if I tell them this boundary about myself or what make that this is my hard limit, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
I don't want them to be uncomfortable. I don't want them to treat me differently or act differently towards me because now that's changed the whole dynamic of the situation. Um, so I might not always express my boundaries to people because I don't think I have to express too many to people. I don't know. if it's just my personality. But I think if I have to express something, then I'm going to always automatically like back off. Like I'm like, this is where we're gonna chill. Um, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. Like, but I think I don't want to make people uncomfortable or a person uncomfortable.
I think it's also the how many times you have a ponderosa with a person. Yeah, I do know you know what a ponderosa is?
I was thinking no.
So a ponderosa is basically when you always have to have a sit down with a person and to explain to them how they make you feel.
And I don't have too many.
Yep.
So I think, and that's the issue, because if you and that person all the time need to have a ponderosa all the time, then maybe that friendship is just not working out. Don't be looking up in the sky. Because sometimes you like. I feel like sometimes it's like your kids. I just had this conversation with my kids yesterday. Matter of fact, like if we constantly talking about the same thing over and over again. Like why you continue doing this and continue doing that? It's the same thing as every time you with your friend and y'all went to the let's say we went to a party and like T said, we have inside jokes. Now we're a bunch of people, and you think that it's funny to talk about the inside joke that me and you have in front of everybody that I don't even know who the heck they are. Mm-hmm. So by doing that, now you're like, and then now we have a ponderosa, and I be like, girl, I ain't like what you did, talking about my personal stuff with all this bunch of people. I don't know these people. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to. I got a little bit drunk. I didn't realize that I was saying too much. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then 3 weeks pass. We go to another party, and you get to talking, and we doing inside jokes again. Come, and then we have another ponderosa. We gonna keep them, and then it's like, you know what? To the point is, me and you ain't going nowhere together no more. Because obviously, you don't know how to do inside jokes and outside jokes. You don't know the difference between inside and outside jokes. So because you don't know the difference between inside and outside jokes, we just gonna not take it outside no more. So, and that 30 seconds after this. Describe your sex life in as a liquor.
As a liquor?
As a liquor.
Huh, yeah.
I don't even know liquors.
Okay. I got 30 seconds. My sex life as a liquor is a tequila shot.
That burns. What brand is the question? There's some brands I'm like, okay, that wasn't so bad. But it's
1800 silver.
Oh,
okay. That's not always the best.
Nah, but it's smooth. And it gets you right.
Oh Lord, as a liquor.
It gets you right. It's smooth and it gets you right just like that. Okay. Who wanna go next?
I don't know my liquors.
Well, you can make a cocktail if it's like if you have
I don't Irene, go ahead. I'm sorry, Amy Square.
Liquor. Oh my goodness. I don't really know. I mean, I know drinks like that, but
I don't.
But then I'm trying to figure out an explanation for it.
Well, right now it's an explanation because we're gonna go into explanation later.
Oh, okay. Then I would say a brown. You know the browns. They said the browns turn people up, get them in a good mood. Get them going. So any brown.
Oh, shucks. So I don't have a liquor. I can do more of like just a regular average drink, and not average because it's average. But I would say like sweet tea. That's my reason why though. And it's hard to explain. It's not hard to explain. I just don't do liquors like that. I don't drink like that, so I don't know. I don't know what tastes good out there.
Yeah.
All right. So this segment is about bedroom intimacy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why did you describe it in that particular Miss Square? What does brown liquor makes you feel in those moments?
free, relaxed. I think it's like whoever my true alter ego. Look at me sounding like Beyonce. My true alter ego.
Okay.
Like
Okay, stop the beat.
like
So who's your
no,
alter ego?
look, I don't know. She doesn't have a name, but I'm just saying, like, usually when I'm sure you guys understand when you have your wine or whatever. Yes, you'll have regular, but like when you have your browns or your darker liquors or your turnip drinks, it like just brings out this other person out of you, and it's like you want to do more things. It's like, okay, well, okay, let's go an extra round or two or three, or let's try this,
Wait,
or
hold
I
up.
don't know.
What? Two or three?
She got kids.
Two or three?
She gave the kids minutes of that.
Don't you wake up? Look, they came right out. They're like, yup.
Oh goodness.
So why did you describe yours?
I said so. That one she gave me a little more. Like I can change it up because it's not the liquor. It's the other thing. It's the little that is my
that gets you.
Yeah, that would be my like. Dang girl, I know you can do all that. I be impressed with myself sometimes. Like I didn't know I was that flexible. I didn't know I could reverse cowboy, flip it up, and twist it around. I would say it would be that because
Okay.
and I think I just told somebody this recently. I am a pleaser.
Give it to Dad.
I do. Not saying I don't.
Let me make it very clear.
Yeah, let me make it clear. I do, but I want to make sure you are like sprung. Like, I want you to be like, dang, what got into you? Because you ain't done that last time. Like, what was that? So I feel like to me, it's definitely the other drugs that would do that. So I would say liquid marijuana, which is a cocktail.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
I think I'm gonna try that when I go to Panama.
You don't want to.
That's a 2-3 week vacation now. When I go, I might try
that. After the party. So I'm gonna need you to make it to the party first.
Mine, the reason I say tequila shot, because everybody knows tequila gets you loose, okay? And I like to be loose. With tequila, I can do my knees. I have Megan Stallion knees. Yeah, I got Megan Stallion knees. Let me put it like that.
With tequila, though. Don't be lying without tequila.
With tequila. Not without tequila. Not without tequila. Without tequila, I just got grandma knees. But with tequila, I got Megan Stallion knees.
Yes, you and I both. So
I think that's a bit the good thing. Now that we get the fun part out of it, what is your favorite part about being intimate with your partner?
Oh, am I going first again? Okay, Joe, go upstairs.
I was thinking.
I just came downstairs. What was the question again?
What is your favorite part about being intimate with your partner?
Being able to appreciate their body and them appreciating my body. Not so much the act, but like them, like, the touch, the kiss on the neck, just appreciating my body for what it is and me appreciating his body for what it is. That's my politically correct answer.
She got ears. I think for me, it's the gentleness. Like, yeah, every once in a while, I need that, that exotic novel kind of love it, but
role play.
Yeah, but it's the gentleness, like yeah, the appreciating me, but being gentle, because sometimes I'd be like, bro, what is happening over there? Like the gentleness, honestly, like the touching,
Yeah.
like just when I want to be choked up, then yes, but when I don't want to be, I
Yeah.
want to appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. Like,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I think yeah. I think I also agree with that. I like foreplay. Like I'm not that chick. I'm not that chick that just be like boom and boom. No, I get me there.
Yeah.
Get me there. Because if you
You
don't
need to read more books, you'll always be there.
Always. Always.
my daughter is like, I don't know what they talk about today. She ain't got to quick. But yeah, because I like, because I want, like you say, I want to be appreciated. So when you do the foreplay, you appreciating it. You're taking your time to explore every
Yes.
part, not just bang bang bang, go night, good night.
Yep.
Because that to me is boring.
I wouldn't say it's boring. It's just it lose its intimacy. Like
Yep.
it feels like when that happens, it feels like we got kids in our case. like we got 10 minutes. All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? like
Get it in, get it in, get it in.
yeah. So to me, I would say to be able to take the time. Now, yeah, when I'm trying to get yeah, we're gonna do it quickly because I'm trying something new. But other than that, like it's important, and I think most men can tap into it um, without you having to express it.
Mm-hmm.
And then some men just be missing the ball. But I think most of them know, like, just my husband. You already know it's an early morning tomorrow, so let's do this. We ain't got time for what I really want. Let's get this over with. But those other times where I'm like, all right, no, you gonna have to play this up. We gonna have to do the whole thing. So yeah, it's important.
Mm-mm. So how do you like your intimacy? How do you like to show intimacy to your partner? Like, what is one thing that you do? And I don't care if you get personal. I like it personal sometimes. But what is something that you do that to show your intimacy to your partner? Like, you know that is what gets that person there.
I don't know. My husband tells me sometimes there's this look I have in my eyes, and I'm like, "What look?" I don't know. I can't even explain it to you.
You gotta tell me to take a
Look.
picture of it so you can see, so you can know what it is.
Am I letting my partner know, or am I know he's
Like, what do you like to show intimacy to your partner? Like, what it is that you show him that gets him like ready?
girl? It don't take much. I just feel like that's big though. It don't. You don't have to like. He'd be like, "You done? Like, it's the time of the month. You done?" I'd be like, "Bruh, can I let her relax? can she breathe before we just hop into the next thing? Like, can she take a break? She just went through a lot, okay?"
Like she was bloated.
Yeah,
like, let her calm down.
But honestly, I don't. I think the other day Roxy cockblocked. She wanted to go outside, and he just said because I was like, like playing, just playing around, and he already knew. Like I was like, okay, so what we're doing. But I mean, I think they're always ready. I don't think there's a time that he ever said I had a headache.
I don't know. Oh. I think just like I don't know because I be doing some crazy stuff.
Yes, girl, don't be modest.
Yeah, no, don't
be modest now.
We'll let M Square answer first, and then we'll let that person go.
Vote down here doing the most.
Around.
Um, you know what? We had learned because we got nosy one and nosy two that have not learned to knock on doors.
Oh boy.
So,
Yeah. Have to lock it.
but I be like, sometimes when I get in the bed, I just cock my butt up, because
Just
That's a
pop it
lot
up.
of buttons.
because the thing is, I sleep only
We know.
with t-shirt and
We can
pants on.
imagine.
I went 2 months without sleeping in a t-shirt and panty on because I was in somebody else's house, and I didn't want to be disrespectful in people's house.
As long as you keep your door closed, it's all good.
But here in my house, I got clothes because I got guests at my house, and I'm doing a video. But usually, once she leave, everybody leave. The only thing that's on is the t-shirt and panties. My kid told me the other day, they was like, "Mommy, we can never do a reality TV show with you because you always in your own." So he sees that all the time. Like, that's what he sees. He sees that in the kitchen. He sees it upstairs. He sees it in the bed. Because, I get hot, cold, so, take the blanket off. You just see butt. So, it gets him excited sometimes. And sometimes he should be like, "You're doing too much right now." You did too much. Especially when I really want it. I be like, "How you doing?" And I just be having my butt up there, and he just be like, because he likes my butt. I bought him a sweater that's literally saying, we both got a sweater, and mine says, because he has a beard, so mine says, "I love beer," and his says, "I love her butt." So literally, I got him a shirt just to say that.
Lord.
He doesn't wear it too much outside, but he has it. Get the spark back when you feel that the love is lost. Y'all got quiet.
I think you have to.
I
Yeah, that's a
don't
deep
think
one.
love was ever lost.
Okay, so the reason I said the love is lost because some people, especially in marriage, it's been for a long time. Sometimes we believe that the love is lost. Like you said, I don't think it's ever lost. I think it was misplaced, and you just need to find it again. So what do you do to get it back? Like, get the spark back? Because sometimes when I'm not gonna say fall out of love, but when you don't feel that the love is there, intimacy sometimes have a tendency of being the first to go before everything else goes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So how do you get the intimacy back in place?
For me, I was to the point of I didn't know what to do. So I was like, shoot. I bought the couples card game where they ask, silly questions. Not silly. I won't say it. Relationship questions between you and your partner. But and I hate to say it, I'm big on. In the past I was big on, it's obviously you. It can't be me. And you already know that. That's my personality. There's nothing possibly wrong with me. It has to be whoever else is around. And when I realized that, girl, you got some tendencies that you got to work on. I think that was my biggest thing. Realizing, all right, you've done everything you can. You've done this, you've done that, you've done that. You've yelled, you cried, you storm away, whatever. You've went the silent treatment. So it has to be it. Not that it has to be you, but it has to be something that I have to change about me, or a different approach. And that's when that question came up to me to ask them, what can I do to make you feel better, or for you to feel manly, or whatever the question was at the time. And so for me to bring the spark back, it was literally looking at myself, something I hate doing. Because I promise you, to this day, I still don't believe there's anything wrong with me.
Girl, you got a serious problem. That is the number one problem.
that I recognize there's a problem. And that's half the battle right there. I feel like I crossed the street or something, whatever. But to honestly see that the way I was reacting, the way I was acting, or whatever the case may be, to get that spark back for us was me realizing he doesn't respond to what I'm giving him. And that was important because I need that from him. If I didn't know the man loved me, I'd be like, okay, I don't know what's going on. But as I've always said before, he literally does love me. He worships the ground walker, and I'd be like, I don't even like me some days, so I don't know how you love me all the days. So for me to get the spark back, it was an internal thing. I wish I could say it was him, or he had an epiphany, but it really had nothing to do with him, but me recognizing I wasn't giving him what he needed, unfortunately. Oh, that sucks to say it out loud.
I think you pretty much nailed it. Nailed it on the head.
So what do you think about how do you get your spark back? Have you ever had that moment where you needed to get your spark back?
I would say when that occurs, I would want my husband, or I would hope he would want me to do things that made him fall in love with me, or me fall in love with him, like the little things. Um, Whether it was, I'm trying to think, just back to the earlier days in our relationship, before any arguments, before any misunderstandings, before any miscommunications, before the kids, before any of that.
I think that's in a lot of people relationship. That's what people are missing because like me and my husband when we first met, we was constantly having sex all the time. Like it was not 1 minute that we could not that we wasn't having sex. Like he get out of PT, I get out of PT, we go in the room, have sex, we go eat, come back, we have sex. In the morning we have sex. It was just like a constant thing. We did it so much that when it started slowing down,
Yeah.
it makes you question your relationship because it's just like, why is it slow down? Like, why are we going from doing everything every night to now we only do it, then it went from 5 days a week to 3 days a week. And then it's 2 days a week. And then it goes 1 week. And then it goes every other week. And then it goes from every other week to every other month. And then it gets to the point like, we're going to have to make an appointment. Sir, when is your day available? When is the day available? We're going to have to put some Benadryl or something on this kid so they can shut up so we can have our moment. Like, because then it's one of those things. And then as you get older and your body change, because that's a major factor. When your body change and you're not satisfied with your body, then you, for some apparent reason, you put it in your head that he also not satisfied with your body. Even though he ain't never tell you that he ain't satisfied with your body. He ain't never told you in a million years that he didn't like your body. Matter of fact, sometimes he's impressed with the body. Like, he's loving your body. But you so caught up with yourself that you be like, nah, I can't have sex with you because he gonna look at my stomach. Oh, he gonna look. You saw that roll that you saw on the side, like he gonna. We not gonna do that position no more because if I do that position, my titty be going to the left and then my other one go to the right, and now it just look like they go in two different directions. And then he gonna laugh at me because it ain't like back in the days when it used to be all pork up. Now it's going, giving you left and right. Like you start imagining, so they be like, I don't even want her sex with the light on. Turn all the lights off. All the lights off.
Oh, no.
The TV, the light. Matter of fact, make sure your phone is on beam. Like now you're putting all these speculations and having sex, and some guys don't even know that you're not comfortable with your body. They just want to know why I can't get a nut today. what like what are you doing that I can't get a nut today? Like what is it wrong with you? Because they get confused. They don't know. They don't understand. They're like, what? And then when you finally tell them, like, well, I'm not comfortable with your body, they be like, well, where you get that from?
Yeah.
Like, what have I, and then you make them think that they did something to you to make you think that they're not comfortable with your body. Because they don't even know that they made you uncomfortable with your body. Like, and they might have say something different. Like, I remember when I first started gaining weight, I used to tell my husband, I want to go to the gym. I want to lose weight. So my husband bought me a exercise machine. And I was happy, but I was offended at the same time because I'm like, well, do you think I'm fat? And he only did it because I told him that my goal was to lose weight. Mm-hmm. So he's doing something to help me get to my goal. But then I started thinking about it as, what, are you trying to say I'm fat? That's why you bought me the damn exercise machine? Mm-hmm. And that ain't even nothing that he was thinking about. Like, he was like, no, I know. Like, what are you talking about? Why are you giving me these ideas that I don't even have? And stuff. So I think for me, I'm trying to get the spark back is, I would say I need to start be comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that because I think the spark went away because I started feeling uncomfortable with myself. And by me being uncomfortable with myself and not relating that to him, I stopped doing something that we both enjoyed to not enjoy no more because it's like, well, she don't want me to touch her, or I don't want him to touch me, and back and forth. And then I had to realize, like, I need to be comfortable with wearing stuff. And there's something, I want to be very personal because I'm a very personal, emotional person. I don't think I ever told her this, but I'm going to tell her today.
Or you going to tell the world, not just me.
I think when I started being comfortable is when I met Teeth, and we started going out. Because I used to love all her little cute little outfit. Right? I was like, oh, she's so cute. I was like, girl, where you get your outfit from? And the reason was because I used to be like one of those girls like, oh my God, no, I can't find nothing in the store. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to the store and they got all these old people clothes. And why did I always want to make fat people look like they old? Because I was with this, you looking for a 2X and you look at the shirt and it look like it's more like a 5X and they talking about this is a 2X. I said, where? It's two of me can fit in here, And it don't make it no better because then you got people like your family members or, somebody close to you like, girl, you gained weight from the last time I saw you. Mm-hmm. And I used to. That's
a boundary, but anyway, go ahead.
So I used to see her like every time we used to go out somewhere. She used to always have these cute little outfits, and she made me realize like, you gotta be comfortable with your body, and by seeing her well dressed, always on point, and. In the beginning, I did not know nothing of her struggles or what was going on with her, whatever going on with her body and nothing like that. Because we were just getting to know each other. All I saw was this girl is as thick as me and she got it going on. And she come out here looking like, baby, I can eat that snack if I was into that snack. But I'm not into
It's okay. We're a couple when we out together.
And I think the first time I went all the way out with my body was my 30th birthday? Mm-hmm. My 30th birthday, I did the see-through.
30, yes. I was like, damn, you went that far back, though. I had to think about it.
I think in my 30th birthday, I told her, and I never told her this. I never had this conversation where I told her, like, you are the reason why I wanted to do this on my 30th birthday. At my 30th birthday, I made it a point to wear something see-through. Like, I want to wear something see-through. And the girl, she was right there with me. She was like, "Okay, we're gonna go to the
I
store.
love
Okay,
that.
you know, that's what you
That's so
want."
empowering.
You know,
That's so
but
empowering.
it was
I love
because of
it.
her. Like because of her, I learned how to be like, oh my God, I just need to be comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
And because I used to get into my little depression, but especially when I used to put on jeans, I used to be like, God damn. Like, I went from a size 5 to a size 28. Oh Lord Jesus.
Still look good. That's all I've been saying.
Yeah, no, you guys for sure. Definitely.
And I
Definitely.
hated it because people be like, girl, you gotta, oh, I love your booty. No,
It's a lot of booty to carry. And I know you feel bad. I'm like, girl, I know. I understand.
Especially like, she has met my mom. She has seen my mom. Man, my mom, if you would have heard my mom would make it look like I got more booty than her. Mom was like, your butt's bigger than mine. I said, Mom.
They equal. I just want to let y'all all know.
Yeah. I tell people, listen, my mom gonna hate me if she hear this. Mm-hmm. My mama has a flat stomach because she has mastered the meaning of spandex, okay?
She about 3 on, huh?
Yeah. I tried to do that one time. I could barely breathe. I said, I don't know how my mama do this. Like, she had the blood, and then she got the pennies that go all the way up, and then the spandex, and then the thing. And I'm like, oh my God. I tried to do that one time. I went to, the first time I got my new job, I did that. I did the whole bloop, bloop, bloop. Whoo! I was so happy when I got home. I could take that shit off. I was like, Lord.
At work. They would have saw the whole lunch. I was like, I had a good lunch, y'all.
Like, it is ridiculous. Because when you get a new job, you try to be cute.
Yeah.
My cuteness lasted 3 days. After 3 days, I said, fuck this. Y'all coming up in this job raggedy ass. Why am I coming up in here looking all good? And I work in the basement. There ain't nobody seeing me. Not even the deadlight see me. Oh, but that's all that we have going on today. Because
thank you for allowing us to feature or co-host with you tonight, or I don't know, making an appearance on your
my special
ever-growing podcast. So thank you for having us.
I'm doing a promo for Edward's Vacations.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what is it? Aaliyah and Abby.
Abigail Inc.
Oh, yeah, Abigail Inc.
Yep. Yep.
And what else do we have?
Right now, that's all the
and yes. Those are the only two.
First of all, if y'all ain't do y'all taxes, baby,
and
deadlines of us. And Edwards / Morgus does tax preparation. We do tax preparation, so y'all come over here. Military is free. I don't charge that much. Trust me, I don't. Individual is literally $50. Now, if you have a business, that's a whole different topic we got to talk about. But if you just have a simple, basic W-2, $50 federal, $65 state, because state they be charging on arm and leg.
Yep.
Yep. And trust me, I can e-file, so it's not like you have to mail it off to anybody. I can personally send it off for you and everything, and I will give you tips on how to better your taxes next month.
You have literally days.
And let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to pay Uncle Sam, because let me tell you something. The penalties for doing taxes late. It costs more to pay the penalties than what Uncle Sam is taking from you. Okay, you don't want to be paying no penalties. Please don't. And then the state be hitting you with penalty too. Because don't think it's not just Uncle Sam coming and get your penalties, but Virginia will also come and get you too. Yes. And then if you in DC, I heard DC right now they want you to help them restore themselves. Double charging you. I saw somebody got a ticket the other day for $300. I don't know what they did. What was they doing in DC? I'm gonna tell y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all need to learn how to park and read those little signs in DC. Read them signs. Standing does not mean you can park. Standing does not mean you can park, people. I just want to let you know. I made that mistake in New York 10 years ago. I thought standing means stand, and I got a ticket.
But you learned your lesson.
I learned my lesson, but I'm gonna need y'all to learn our lesson in DC because DC be charging. I don't know what's wrong with DC. Them bridges that DC has not finished yet. They want us to pay for it.
They need us to pay for it.
But I appreciate y'all coming. I thank y'all. I appreciate y'all with my little jokes in the end because I know I like to be funny sometimes. Uh,